Welcome back to Misscliks, everybody. And look, a wild Anna appears.
Hi! I'm alive!
So,
Maribel's just the strong silent type, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, the two of you head off to dinner with this man whose name we have already said on stream.
We did? Oh, it was like Andrew or something?
Yes, Andrew, exactly.
Yeah.
You passed the test, Anna.
A Minotaur never forgets.
Good. So he takes you into Float Sims, this wonderful little restaurant on the southwest side of town. He sits down on the ground. There's a bunch of pillows, cushions to sit on surrounding this table, and motions for the two of you to do the same.
Please sit down while I sit down.
Okay.
Maribel's obviously like trying really hard to be sociable and looking for something to talk about. She's like, so, how do you fare in battle?
Well, I tend to deal more with coins and letters than with swords and sorcery. But in the battles of economics and politics, I tend to come away quite well. You look like you've seen many a battle yourself, young warrior woman.
I have indeed. Thank you. I'm pleased by him calling me that. I look like very... Yes, thank you.
So, tell me, where is it that the two of you are going? And how did your ship get so badly damaged? That's a story I would love to hear.
Well, did you hear about all the stuff that's been happening on the ocean recently?
The sea has its ways with many people.
Yeah, well, we got caught in some pretty crazy storms, and honestly, sometimes I'm sure you know how it is. When you get caught in a storm, you're lucky to make it out alive sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we were attacked by pirates.
Pirates, you say? What a thrilling tale. Tell me how you defeated the evil brigands and drove them off.
I am very strong, and as you noticed, good in battle. I was able to fend them off with the help of...
Then I raise my hand.
Just the two of you, alone, against a horde of pirates?
There were also some others on our ship.
Ah.
Unfortunately, many of them died.
Well, that's what we pay them for.
Yes, to die.
Exactly.
At times. So, prices. I believe you, a warrior woman, had quoted 5,000 gold pieces.
Indeed, it is a fair price.
A fair price indeed. Not an unreasonable price by any means.
A Minotaur is never unreasonable.
Well, the truth of the matter is I am only slightly looking for a ship. I'm in the market, but I'm not browsing the wares right now. So 5,000 gold for a ship like this is a reasonable price, but for me, at this time, I would more be doing the favor for you than for myself. I might be willing to let the ship to buy such a thing, but I am a businessman first and a purveyor of fine things second.
Well, certainly our ship is very dear to us after having spent so much time aboard.
Certainly.
And as such, we would love to pass it on to someone who would give it a good home, as it were.
Exactly. And if you don't want to see what the beautiful ship could become, then I'm sure there are plenty of other people that might be willing.
That may
And
be
I
the case.
kind of give them the look.
That may end up being the case, although I certainly hope not. I would love to take it off of your hands, but we may have to come down on that price a bit.
We could give you a friends and family discount, perhaps. Maybe 100 gold.
She's strong and tall and funny. I think I like you quite a bit, Maribel.
I like you also.
But no, that price will simply not do.
Well, what are you thinking? I mean, if it's a fair price, even though you're not looking, you still will fix it up and make the money. So I don't see why it should be much lower.
I'm sure there's someone else in town that will buy it for that price. For me, if I were to buy it, I would have to stick around in town for a while, whereas if I wait until I come across a fully intact ship, I can leave the day of, and I do have plenty of things to do. Buying the ship would set me back in time quite a bit.
I believe it is generally accepted as polite for a counteroffer to be made in the face of an offer.
You are most correct. Where are my manners? He says as the food arrives. No one came by to take any orders. You guys sat down and just food started arriving, as well as wine and I guess there's no water here, just food and wine.
I avoid the wine.
Okay.
Maribel does not avoid the wine.
I kind of like, are we sitting? There's a table around us, right?
Yeah, and
I kind of like nudge Maribel under, just kind of give her the eye, like, be careful type thing. But away from when he's looking away, the captain.
Right. Let's see. Now, I as I said before, I'm a businessman first, and I would hate to offend either of you charming young ladies. But business is business, and I am nothing if not a shrewd businessman. So I would be willing to buy a ship like this in its, frankly, atrocious condition that will need hundreds of gold to fix it up and weeks.
Don't forget how it will turn out, though. That's the important thing. Not the journey, the ending.
The ending.
Maybe that's what they say where you come from, but where I come, they say it is not the destination, but the journey to get there.
And look at the wonderful journey you'll have along the way as well.
What are we selling you if not a journey?
Exactly.
A short-lived one, unfortunately.
Because it won't take much time at all to fix.
It won't take much time at all to sink. Might be sunk by the time we get there.
Probably not, though.
Probably not. Hopefully not. I would be willing to take this ship off your hands, and by no means this should be an insult to you fine people, but more as a true estimation of its value for me personally. I could take it off your hands for 2,000.
My eyebrow raises at this. That's less than 50% of what we're asking.
I snort like a cow.
Well, this is, as all things, a negotiation.
You certainly wouldn't expect us to let it go for anything less than 4,250 gold. Anything less would be a joke.
Exactly.
Well,
And that's a steal.
Let's be honest, your ship is a bit of a joke right now, too. And if you are leaving town in as quickly as you say you are, you may not be able to find such a better buyer. And Andrew is always the businessman, and if you cannot find a better buyer for the ship, 2,000 seems like quite a good price. Otherwise, you'll just have to leave it here to rot, and you'll get nothing.
Well, I guess we'll have to cut dinner short then, because we'll need to find another buyer, because $2,000 will just not be 2,000 gold just isn't enough. I'm sorry. That doesn't even pay for part of our journey.
Oh, well, it's a terrible shame.
It'd be a shame. I loved enjoying this dinner with you.
If you have to move on, then you have to move on. I suggest you stay and have some of the food. It's quite delicious, he says. And he's been eating and drinking and pouring from the same pitcher of wine that would pour into your other glasses and drinking that.
It would be a shame indeed to cut a dinner like this short in such enjoyable company.
Mm-hmm. My thoughts exactly.
As such, perhaps we can continue negotiations and see if we can't find perhaps another arrangement.
Did you have something in mind? I have no need of a warrior. Well, that's not true. I always have need of a good warrior woman with me. Are you swords for hire, perhaps?
We haven't much time, but we certainly have swords.
Is there another task at hand that you might need completed tonight?
There could be.
That requires our weapons.
Most definitely. Although, probably not now that I think about it. No.
In that case, for the sake of better conversation, a price of 4,000 gold seems fair now that we know you and we're friends.
Well, because we're friends, maybe I could let it go for, or take it off your hands for 2,500. But seriously, it's listing to the side. The sails are in tatters. There's probably blood all over the deck still. I would have to clean it or have my men clean it. And as you are taking off soon, so am I. It would be a delay to my journey.
I would certainly be flogged where I come from if I were to let it go for so little. But perhaps, I don't know. Trellis, do you think there's any way we could give it away for something like 3,500 and still keep our lives?
Oh gosh, and I kind of put a hand on his shoulder. Like, honestly, that would be the lowest we could go. Like, honestly, the lowest. I mean, you wouldn't want us flogged, would you?
Or dead.
My, who would flog such as you? I don't think any man could stand it if he tried. You would probably cut him down where he was.
Likely. And then where would we be? Murderers.
Exactly,
Murderers.
And we just aren't that.
You would have to seek the protection of a wealthy person who could employ you and give you safe passage anywhere you needed. Like, for me, perhaps. 3,000 it is, and I'll give you protection if anyone tries to flog you.
Protection is nice. I don't know, Trellis. Protection is very valuable.
It is very valuable.
I'm like, you can see that I'm laughing with my eyes. Like,
Right.
I don't think they need protection.
It is very nice indeed, sir. But unfortunately, 35 is the lowest we can go. Surely 500 is nothing to you.
You seem so wealthy. At 500 being a sum of concern for you would surprise me.
Exactly. I didn't take you for that type of guy.
Oh. Quite the salesman, ladies. Quite the salesman. Okay, fine. We can do 3,250, but that is my final offer.
Well, I would just hate to know that our ship were in any less capable hands, and if punishment comes to me for it, so be it. Trellis, do you agree?
I think I'll agree as well. We'll
And
take
let's toast to that.
He raised his wine glass.
I raise a wine glass even though I'm not drinking, and I...
Right, he makes a toast to good business and to good company.
I cheers, and I also
Yeah.
chuff him on the shoulder, like, good show, but I do it probably harder than he's used to.
He's a good sport and kind of and leans into Trellis as he gets hit by it.
And I kind of back up a little bit.
Yeah. Dinner finishes up. He continues to make some sweet remarks, but once the food is done and the bill is paid, he announces his departure to oversee his vessel. But bids you, if you are in town still tomorrow, come and have breakfast with him.
We'll see what we can do. And does he pay us now?
Yeah, we need to arrange for when the ship's going to change hands.
That is very good. Well done. I will bring you I will have my men inspect the ship tomorrow morning, and over lunch tomorrow afternoon we shall exchange money. As long as everything is as you say it is. Hopefully there are no surprises.
I'd like to say that I've pushed the ship into shore so that it doesn't shift.
Sure. Between you and Ryan and Saffron and Temriel, you guys can have gotten the ship onto shore properly.
Yeah. Thanks.
So, I think at that point we go to that night when the party reconvenes. So, everybody gathers at some predetermined gathering point, probably the ship. sounds of town fade into the background, and the four of you are once again on your ship.
So, how did you ladies fare with the ship selling?
I walk in very proudly. I'm like,
We got the money, or we will have the money.
I'm a very accomplished negotiator.
How much did you guys get?
Enough.
Do you know what we cannot negotiate for, however? We cannot negotiate for the entire day that you spent here. I plot that selling this ship would be a 10-minute ordeal.
Well, unfortunately, it was not. Would you have done it any better? Oh, wait, you didn't leave the ship. That's right. We did. We got the
You
ship
are a
sold.
skeleton.
I pull my hood over. Ah, yes, I'm sure negotiations would have gone very well in my form.
So how much?
Do you do that? Ugh.
Yes. It kind of- Well then,
Tomorrow at lunch, we shall have our payment.
I start looking throughout the ship, Neil. Do we have the paper of authentication?
There is no such thing for this ship. These are old medieval days ships. There's no paperwork that comes with one. Ships are more
right.
likely to be recognized visually because it's not like cookie cutter ships. Not all
cool.
ships are the same. Even all ships of the same type are not all the same. There's slight differences in length and styles and widths and carvings and decorations.
Are there any weird markings on this one that would make it very recognizable?
Nothing that would make it stand out to everybody, but someone who had maybe worked on the ship or sailed on the ship before would be able to recognize it.
So, what makes it stand out to me?
It's like the positioning of all the things. Like the cabin is this big and it's over here and sticks out this far and it's got this high of a railing made out of this colored wood. Like
Okay, and
everything
there's
is a custom job.
There's no written stuff or paint job or weird emblems that are anywhere.
No, it's just the overall. It's like if you drive past a house but you've been into that house before, you might recognize it if you drive past it again, because all houses are usually different.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to know.
Yeah.
Thank
well
you.
then, as they have said, after they recap the tale, we should probably make ourselves scarce then. I motion towards Albert, myself, and the two others. So how about you sell the ship and then meet us 1 mile north along the coast? And we'll wait for you there.
Very well.
North is into the ocean.
North along the coast.
That's into the
East
ocean.
along the coast.
East or west?
Which direction is that? Elf Town? What town are we in?
I think it's east.
You're in
or-
Shelton.
Where is that elf town that you were talking about?
What elf town?
The elves, the
Oh.
people that are the enemy.
All the elves are in the south. The big forest is where all the elves live.
All right, let's try to avoid those. So let's go west on that coast.
Cool.
So we will meet you 1 mile. You follow the ocean that way. In fact, let's just go there now, and we'll leave you two to the sail of the ship.
As you wish.
I don't feel comfortable with leaving you guys alone. How about Ryan stays to protect you? Show a man.
That is certainly important. I would think that Ryan has to protect us.
When I leave Ryan, I ask him if he can get the information about the money sale and track how much they got.
He will, yeah.
And I wink at him and tell him that if he gives me the right info, I'll find a way to reward him.
I honestly don't think he needs to stick around with us. I mean, think of how many times people have ran from battle while we were there fighting. I know we can handle ourselves.
I need to test Ryan's loyalty, and I can't do that by always being by his side. I need to see him autonomous because he's about to lose his slave collar here. I need to see him in.
You should probably test him some other way.
I I feel like this is a perfect way. He can defend you, ladies. He's the man of the house.
Are you kidding? Defend them? They're gonna defend
Well,
me.
I mean, these types, like in this scenario where I see the city here, I feel like they respect, they fear men. They fear men like you, Ryan.
I would prefer he not stay the night. Thank you, though. And I give her a.
Maribel, wouldn't you like Ryan to be there?
Ryan may sleep in my bed if he so chooses.
Bedroom.
Exactly.
Maribel
I look
shrugs.
to Maribel. We don't need him around. And I give her a look.
I feel unsafe.
They need a man on the ship. Let Ryan be the man.
Maribel.
He can keep guard.
It is not because he is a man. It is because
He is a handsome.
he is Ryan.
I've grown fond of you too, Maribel. You're quite the companion. Besides, I could use with some time on shore. It's been a while since I've seen any ladies other than the two of you.
You're muted, Anna.
I don't know why it would be necessary to see other ladies.
Well, I mean, it's not necessary, but surely you enjoy going to town for a look at the merchandise, so to speak.
That's what you're staying for. You may as well just go on.
Yes, we need your protection. Unless you're staying with us, you should not stay.
So it's either you stay here with us the entire night or you just go because you're not going to shore.
Fine, I'll stay with you guys. God, it'd be good to stretch my legs. Besides, the skeleton's kind of creepy.
He is indeed kind of creepy. But a good captain.
Well,
Well, it
then,
is decided. Let's go.
yes. Albert, do you have another disguise me spell?
Well, I mean, if you stayed on the ship the whole time, I could have kept the phantasmal force going. Could still be on. I never casted anything else.
Okay. Well
Make your
then,
belly grow a little bit more for my amusement.
the two robed. We'll walk out of town. Two robed
The
ones
lady
in the
girl thing,
saffron.
her name, Saffron.
I use my knowledge of the customs to know whether or not there's a gate and whether or not they inspect robed people going out.
There is indeed a wall around town. They won't inspect you on your way out. They might question you on your way in, but if you're inside, it's generally considered, yeah, you can leave. Doesn't matter. Unless, of course,
Alright.
there's some sort of, like, manhunt for a specific person.
Well then, again, we will meet you 1 mile along the coast. Nothing, that won't seem anything weird when we landed from the ship. Did it seem like that would be a problem at all if we just decide to meet 1 mile west? Okay.
No, it'd be fine. People might wonder why there's a ship a mile down the coast, but...
We won't unfurl it yet. We'll just
Yeah.
unfurl it when we're leaving.
Cool. So you and Dark Albert and Saffron leave, and you're
Yep.
carrying the chest, right?
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. So let's roll into the next day.
Wait, the chest? You mean like?
The chest that
The
is the
box.
folded up ship. The box.
Oh, okay. Because I had a chest that I've been keeping. I guess it's in the old ship. Yeah, it was in the old ship.
Yeah,
So
I'm
it's
talking
in
about the old ship is folded up into a box.
So
that
there's
you
a
carry.
chest within the ship within the chest.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay. The next day. you
How,
guys-
by the way, in terms of finding out what magic weapons do, is it a sense of just being with them long enough in this, or?
There are two ways. Just working with them, and a wizard spell called Identification. Now, in terms of working with them, that's something that the player is going to have to kind of figure out on your own. For example, if you guys are attacking someone, and Maribel is using a non-magic weapon and rolls a 16 and it hits, but Trellis, using her non-magical weapon, rolls a 15 and misses, you know that you need a 16 to hit the creature, right? So if you roll a 15 with your magic weapon and I say you hit, you know it's at least +1. But if you roll a 14 and you miss, then you know it's absolutely +1. So you're gonna
This
have
is
to like.
so very tedious. Albert, do you have identify?
It's actually in my to learn spell list. I just need more time, probably traveling along sea when we have a lot of downtime. And by the way, I do believe that once I do learn that spell, every usage needs to destroy a 100 GP pearl, if I'm not mistaken.
It's expensive.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But I could learn it. We should probably get some pearls going, though.
Well, I tasked that to you, too, as well. Try to find us some identification pearls. Some
Well-
pearls worth 100.
Those would have to be deducted from the ship fund. If that is how you want to spend the ship fund money, I will do so.
Don't you think that a wizard of a craft should use their own money for wizarding
Well,
ability?
then, I mean, I'll just identify my own things.
Uh-huh.
If it's for the ship's good, it should be for the ship's fund.
I roll my eyes. You are authorized to use ship funds for purchasing pearls.
Sounds good too.
Albert comes back covered in pearls. Pearl earrings, pearl nose ring, pearl necklace, pearl bracelets, a shirt
No.
made out of pearls.
Oh yes, the ever necessary pearl mail shirt.
So, the next day you guys meet Andrew down there, unless there's something that you wish to roleplay with Ryan, Anna?
No, not in particular. I just like
Okay.
stand by his side the whole time.
Sure.
I also put in a order for a herb from them in case it's in this town. It's called stalks from an amaryllis plant, especially hypoxis, and several holly berries. If that happens to be in town, pick some of those up for me.
Ryan
That
offers
was a
to
really
go
good
shopping.
point. That how do you roll your eyes because you don't have any?
Ah. My skull tilts a bit.
Do you have like animated like eye sockets?
Yes, they widen
Okay.
a bit.
Yes.
Actually, I wouldn't see him rolling his eyes because I'm doing the phantasmal force.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yes.
So your eye stayed still.
Yeah.
You wanted amaryllis stalks?
Yes.
Okay.
And holly berries. And pearls.
Holly berries and pearls. Okay. Pearls can be bought for 100 GP, not a problem. Holly berries are common.
These seem like common things.
Yeah, the amaryllis stalks are uncommon. But they're both available in this town. How many do you need?
5 of both.
5 of both. So you're going to be paying a gold and a silver for them. So just subtract that. Ryan will buy it for you and deliver it to you.
Okay. And while I'm at it, also some linen cloth with threads of gold.
Oh my god. Okay. Subtract linen cloth with threads of gold. Got it in the book somewhere. Come on. There we go. Cloth linen. Common household materials. EFG, linen, cloth. Sure, with strands of gold.
Yeah.
Let's say a gold for the cloth. So gold for each use.
Okay, I'll deduct 2 gold.
Okay. That night passes uneventfully. Wherever it is that you guys are staying, you do notice, possibly to your disappointment, Maribel, that Ryan seems intent on looking about and checking out everybody, male or female, nearby. Not like checking out, but he's very interested in the things that are happening around him. It's the first people he's really got to play with since see or interact with since he's been, well, since he was sold to in a slave market. So he's pretty excited to be out here and talking with people and whatnot.
You still have his slave necklace, right? It hasn't been 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I felt like we'd roleplay that moment.
Yeah. Yeah, but the next day comes, and Andrew meets you down at the ship with a couple of his men, who start going around and rutting around inside, looking for things and giving them a damage report. The ship has since been pushed up onto the sand, which makes it a little easier. It's not sinking anymore. They come back and give a good estimation of the ship's health. And Andrew nods his head and goes, well, it seems our deal is intact. He claps his hands, and two men approach, both of them carrying the side of a chest. And they plump it down on the sand next to you guys. Andrew kicks open the top and reveals a rather large chest filled with silver coins. Just filled with silver coins.
These are not gold.
No. These are silver. There is enough silver in here, though, I can guarantee you. Should be about 32,500 silver coins.
Do I have any idea of how true that would be, like how much that looks like?
It's certainly in the right ballpark. If he's cheating you, he might be cheating you by 10% or something.
What would be the, like, typical way to confirm whether a transaction is sound? Would I count it right now?
Possibly. Usually with this level of transaction, you kind of trust the person, and then if they betray you, you put aside whatever you're doing, you hunt them down and kill them.
Okay.
Or beat the shit out of them and take them
I say
back.
something like, I am glad that you would never cheat us, so that we wouldn't ever have to put everything aside and hunt you down.
Well, I might cheat you just to see you again, but certainly, certainly it is all there. If you are ever in the need of pleasant company, again, do come find me. I would most appreciate a visit from my two favorite warriors.
I nod.
Very well. We might share a meal again in the future. And I nod.
You can typically find me at Weatherlight. That is where my estate is.
Weatherlight, indeed. Andrew of Weatherlight, it has been a pleasure.
No,
Very
my
much
dear.
so.
The pleasure has been all mine. And with that, he kicks the lid shut and takes a step back for you guys to take the chest and depart.
Awesome. We take it and we go to our ship.
All right. You guys haul the chest down a mile along the coast, and you come across your ship. Da-da-da-da.
Oh, I guess you come across us chilling with the big chest.
Yes.
Did you want to put in an order for a pearl, Albert?
Sorry?
Did you want to put in orders for pearls while they were in
I
time?
mean, I'm an elf, you're a skeleton.
Well, I mean, you'd have told them before the
Yeah,
last.
Brian
Oh.
could have bought you pearls if you wanted.
Oh, sure, I guess we can buy one, so that once I have the spell, we're ready for one identify.
Okay, I'll knock off 100 from the.
Yeah, because I think we don't have that much in the ship's fund, right?
We have 98 now.
Didn't we have a... Okay, yeah, now. Yeah. 98 plus one pearl worth 400 gold, but...
100.
You have a pearl in the ship
Huh?
already.
The ship's fund had one pearl in it.
Okay, so now we have
It
two
was
pearls.
It was a 400 gold pearl, though, so I'd rather not use
Oh.
the one.
Okay.
It's okay, we have one pearl, so we're ready to go once I have identify.
Okay, you can put the pearl in your inventory. I won't.
Yeah, cool.
Well, that tedious business is over with. I'm afraid we have lost valuable time. And if this wizard ends up becoming a dragon because we have lost one day of gallivanting with a fat merchant, then that's on you.
He was not fat. He was rather handsome.
Mm-hmm. So you did collect the 2,500, right?
We collected the money. Indeed.
So how much did you guys collect?
Much more than 2,500.
Oh yeah, like...
You doubted me and my negotiation
I
skills.
never doubted you, I didn't say anything, actually. I said I would be bad at it.
And here I was expecting that you would get less. But I suppose if you spent a whole day, of course you would get a little bit more.
You should have seen her in action. She got something like 30,000 silver pieces.
That's quite impressive. I wink at Ryan.
He blinks back.
Silver pieces? Why did he not use gold?
It'll be easier to spend this way anyways.
Easier to
Okay.
way anyways.
That chest certainly looks heavy and unwieldy. Merchants these days have no sense of what is practical.
Yeah. It weighed like 650 pounds, and I think the two of you had to drag it together to get it out of town.
Wow.
With Ryan, probably.
Yeah. So the three of you maybe got some like rope together, and you all got a bit of the rope and just dragged it behind you.
But we did it, and now it is ours. You are welcome.
You guys can hop on your ship and sail away.
Didn't
Yes.
we hop on a little bit further away from town where people won't see a big ass ship pop out of nowhere?
Our ship isn't that big, and it doesn't matter. Now I understand
Thank you,
that
Captain.
I understand that you have some desire to be pirates. So this seems like an opportunity. There is sand, and there is a chest. I believe that if you would like, we can spend a little bit of time to bury this chest, as I believe it is what pirates do, from what I learned from customs here.
Why wouldn't we just keep the money?
Well, perhaps it will boost your morale.
Oh no, money would boost my morale certainly.
I love it's like,
Okay.
you want to be pirates? All right, let's not pirate anything. Let's just bury treasure places, guys. That's what pirates do. They're like squirrels.
Well then, let's go off on our way.
Alright, let's leave.
Okay. You guys hop onto the ship and sail away. Okay. So a day passes. Where is our map?
Neil, as we leave with Ryan, I take him on the side and I'm like, thanks for the info, mate. Good job on that.
Got your back,
And
Jack.
How much, Neil, how much does it cost for like a good traditional armor? Like, let's say a sword and like a good like leather protection or like chainmail or whatever.
Can you wear armor?
For Ryan.
Oh.
Let's see.
And I assume that you are all fine with the arrangement that the money in this chest will be split 3 ways. Well, 4 ways, 1 way for the ship. And
Yes.
we will leave this heavy chest in the
Isn't
hold.
that 5 ways?
Who says that?
Maribel, Albert, Trellis, Temeril, ship.
Oh, I do not care for money.
Okay.
So how much did you gals get again? I asked one last time, calculating.
Well, Albert, if you are so interested, why don't you count?
I will do the splitting.
Okay. It is 3,250 gold. Leather armor costs 5 gold. Chainmail costs 75 gold. Short sword costs 10. A long sword costs 15.
And what could Ryan wear?
He can wear chainmail.
So at this point I ask him, which type of gear did you have in combat when you used to fight?
I carried scale mail, a medium shield, and a battle axe. Axe was my weapon of choice.
How about we get you started with a shield and a battle axe? I feel like you'll feel more at ease that way, and then I'll look into getting you some armor.
Done.
Yeah. So how much do I need for that?
You need 60 for the... No, wait. You just want a
How much?
shield and an axe. An axe is 7. A shield is 7. So 14 gold.
14 gold.
Yes.
All right. So next time we go into town, I will buy that for him.
Trump, I sent you a PM.
Yes.
So it is many days' journey to Pinehaven? Pine Spur. It is many days till Pine Spur, which I think is your next destination.
What is that, Pine Spur?
That is where Barthas is.
Ah, excellent.
Yes, yes.
You know, speaking of Barthas, if this name ever comes up in conversation, which I'm sure it does, I will regale the group with, speaking of Barthas, another revelation has come to me. It seems like this Barthas is attempting to control this dragon in my dream, and he has this golden ring on his finger. It appears to be very important.
Okay. Maybe we can trick him. What did the golden ring look like?
Golden.
Any specific encryptions?
These images that come to my mind, they're unclear, but they are accurate.
Well, I could see myself casting an illusion of you wearing the exact same ring than he is when we meet him.
In fact, actually, is that ring vivid enough in my mind that I could locate object on it?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
We could pretend you have one. Or that we even swapped it.
Did I know it enough that I could pull off a bad disguise of it?
Sure.
Golden ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a golden ring.
Cool.
No specific details?
Nope. So, 3 days later, you are sailing. It is a nice, cool evening. The skeleton, I think, is sailing the ship while the rest of you sleep. Does everyone sleep all night, all the time, or do you guys like to take shifts, or what is your general operation at night?
I think we all sleep, except for whoever's steering, with the understanding that they would like wake us up if anything was needed.
Right.
I never like to sleep at the same time as Ryan. We alternate. Like, I take my sleeping shift, I wake up, and then I'm like, it's your turn, Ryan.
Okay. If I remember the arrangement, I don't have to sleep, but I would usually kind of meditate for my spells.
Right, right.
But I don't have to remeditate if I already have
Correct.
not. Okay. So during these days when I do not have to rememorize spells, I will just be... I can be fun on myself, but if you want to give me a buddy, then that's fine.
So, Dark Albert, you will stay up late, and Ryan will go to bed early, and then you will wake him up in the middle of the night, and you go to sleep, and then he wakes up, right?
Yeah, for now. If he doesn't like it, I guess you will tell me.
Okay. All right. Can I get a perception check from everybody in the party, please?
Which check did you say, Neil?
Perception.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh. Can I roll for Ryan as well?
No, only player characters. Ooh, Tamriel.
Ooh.
Very observant.
Emriel never sleeps.
Yeah. All right. So, next morning, you guys are all walking about, doing your thing. Someone else is at the helm. I think by the rolls, it's Dark Albert is at the helm, steering the ship. And Tamriel, you notice there's something splashing down in the water right on the side of the ship. Something unusual.
Who goes there? I shout into the water.
There's no voice that answers back. Although, if you are shouting into the water, the entire crew hears you call.
I hear and I go over to check it out.
This is during the morning? Or...
Yeah, this is the morning.
Okay.
So as you watch, there is a furry claw that reaches